The ideal state is to get so good at creating projects that you never introduce any errors in the first place. You don't have to get good at debugging if you don't introduce any bugs. You will never achieve this state, unfortunately, because no one ever achieves it. There are, however, some things you can do to create fewer errors in the first place. As you work, it's tempting to create sophisticated, compact versions of your project, to streamline code and move components off the breadboard. Unfortunately, this kind of optimization is not cost-free. Optimized code can be harder to read, and hardened hardware can't be changed as easily. Sometimes things have to go on a custom board, sometimes code has to be fast to be good. But these instances are rarer than you think, especially in the early stages. As Don Knuth once said of programming, premature optimization is the root of all evil. A good rule of thumb is make it work first, then make it clean, then make it fast. Working on several things at once often feels like progress. I'm fixing the hardware and the software and the database all at the same time. Don't do this. If you change more than one kind of thing between tests, you won't know where something went wrong. To combat this, get in the habit of testing all the time and only do one kind of work between tests. This will seem annoying at first, but whatever time you save from working on several things in quick succession, the difficulty of debugging will cost you that much time and more. Change the sensor, then test. Then change the database, then test again, then change the interface, then test again. Repeat chorus. People who build things tend to be optimists. The biggest problem with optimism is when you assume you know what you're doing so you can work on the live project without a backup. This is never ever a good idea. This advice is more for software than hardware, but use a code repository. There are several, but the consensus says use Git. Git is simple, clean, fast, and works well for both personal and collaborative projects. As a side benefit, GitHub, which is Git hosting with a social network on top, makes it easy to keep track of your work and share it with others. Saving a copy lets you fix some bugs by simply reverting to the last working version before you had the bug in the first place and restarting from there. In this video, we've been talking about strategy, not tactics. There's many specific tools to use in debugging. Oscilloscopes for visualizing current, code debuggers that allow you to step through one line at a time. And many books have been written on the particulars of debugging individual programming languages. These are power tools, and many of them are great, but for most bugs you'll face, especially early on, they can be overkill. And even the best tools and the most sophisticated techniques require you to be in the right frame of mind. You never really have a bug. While you're working, it's always your bug because it's always related to the gap between the actual existing project and your picture of it. Your job, whatever tools and techniques you end up using, is to update the picture in your head so it reflects reality. Debugging is the act of turning mysteries into mere errors and then fixing those errors. You're going to spend a lot of time debugging. Might as well get good at it.